Namaste. The first time that I met FIIDS was on behalf of AJC in my role as chair of the Asia Pacific Institute at your Diwali festival on November 15th at 2023. Right after the march I attended on the main lawn, marching after what had happened on October the 7th, I'm marching for Israel. It was a tough time, as you all know, and you all were there to support us. We lost 1,200 Israeli brothers and sisters. There are 250 plus as hostages, some dead, some alive, some grandmothers, some infants. But the world was with us for a couple of days. And then after those couple of days, powerful forces started seeking to destroy our heritage, our history, our culture, our ethics, and our religion. In a brilliantly conceived plan focused on our children and our grandchildren. The plan is based upon misinformation, fabrications, false histories, and outrageous characterizations. Apartheid, or genocide, and the Jews who run the world and ruin the world. The purpose was very clear, and all this is going to resonate with you, I'm sure, particularly after what we just heard. The purpose was to marginalize, discriminate, and deprive our kids of the right and the ability to be openly proud American Jews. The core group behind this was Students for Justice in Palestine on campuses with the support of lots and lots of money from Qatar and other sources in the Middle East. But then they did something which was a dramatic shift, which has really had the most important impact on what's happened to us. They brought in others with them. They appealed to their fellow students who were idealistic and who wanted to see the world improved, and I don't criticize that at all. But they were naive, uninformed, and easily misled, who wanted to be associated with helping the downtrodden, the victims, and those who they characterize as the oppressed. Now, those are good goals, but the results were horrific. For our Jewish kids, my Jewish grandchildren, one of whom just graduated from the University of Maryland, one of whom is going to be a sophomore in the University of Delaware, they tell me stories about how some of the kids, Jewish kids, left the schools where they found themselves unwelcome. They felt isolation, depression, and the inability to openly be Jewish, as their mezuzahs were ripped off the walls to their rooms and dormitories, as their Jewish stars were ripped off their neck as they walked through campus, and as this movement took on this horrible, horrible direction. And it was even worse than that because it caused some to wonder, is it worth the price of being Jewish? I'm a proud American. I just want to enjoy my life. I don't want to go through all of this. Sadly, as Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy has said, our problem is now yours also. Let's take the time. Hopefully it won't develop as badly, but it's your problem too. Your kids are being targeted on campuses. And some, as a result, are moving away from their culture, moving away from their religion, and sadly, even moving away from their families in some respects. They want to be identified as proud Americans as they should be. And they want to be accepted as they should be. But they're finding that the atmosphere that they have to do this in is not particularly welcoming if they also want to be identified as Indian and as Hindus. What did we American Jews and what did you Hindus do to the Palestinians to warrant their demonstrations, their taunts, their threats of violence, and their outreach to our kids to leave us and to join them? Why are our houses of worship, yours as well, targets of defacement? What did we do to cause our fellow Americans, who are terrific people, African Americans, women, members of the LGBTQ plus movement, that march with them to march against us and to label us and our homelands as evil. I want you to know that we American Jews stand with you lockstep. Thus, as I go and proudly say that you stand with us as our friends. Ray. On October the 7th, we didn't get a lot of phone calls from our friends. But you can be sure we got more phone calls from our Hindu friends than any other geek in this place. That is right. In November of last year, my partner from AJC, Michael Felstein, who started the Hindu-Jewish Council in New Jersey with a great group of Hindu and Jewish people together, decided to reach out to your leaders, including the leaders of FIIDS, as well as our own AJC and other Jewish organizations, to form a nationwide coalition to stand up with and for each other. And that organization has been named the Hindu-Jewish Coalition of America. It is an organization of organizations, not of individual memberships. Jewish organizations, Hindu organizations, all bringing their relative strengths and contributions into one umbrella organization that is going to organize, coordinate, and make sure that our impact is felt, because our impact is 13 million Americans. We've already, in our short history, planned a leadership summit and workshop, which is going to be held in Chicago in a few weeks, where the first part of this program is going to be a 3-hour workshop led by Jews and Hindus together on what are we going to do about this problem of people trying to pull our kids away from their heritage. And that's the first thing that we are going to be focusing on. We are facilitating a religious summit. This would not be the first. There have been Hindu-Jewish summits going back into the 1990s. We are facilitating the third one that is going to be held by the clergy, 10 clergy from the Hindu faith, 10 clergy from the Jewish faith, in November of this year. We are planning, together with Hillel, with the Jewish Federations of North America, and with Hinduva. As I say, Mike, listen, in the Yuga, there we go. In campuses around the country, and they're planning a trip for our leadership to go to India so that the Jewish members of our leadership can understand India and understand the Hindu faith in India and understand your spirituality and appreciate that. And then we're going to take the group to Israel so that our Hindu members can appreciate our heritage and understand our religion as well. And then we're going to go to the UAE so we can all talk about some business opportunities. I'm going to close with this. We're entering a very challenging political season where some candidates and their party supporters are appealing to those Americans who are legitimately upset about the challenges of making ends meet and the costs of feeding their families. But they're doing it with a narrative that needs to have oppressors and the oppressed and villains. Sadly, we find ourselves, all of us, in the crosshairs of their messaging. They see how you and we have succeeded financially, achieved success in business, education, politics, medicine, and therefore we're the contributors to oppression. Go figure that out. Using carefully nuanced language, they have focused on our two communities, and they seek to cause our children to be ashamed of being part of those communities. Let's be happy about the fact our communities are beautiful, beautiful communities with amazing histories, amazing cultures, rich religions, and spiritual foundations, which are in no small part responsible for our success. We have to celebrate our cultures, not apologize for them. We have to be proud. We have to be proud of our religious beliefs and have to insist that our children are able to do the same openly and safely. We are proud Americans. We have to be proud of what we're contributing to America. As you've heard so many times from your congressman this evening, it's our home. With most of the major organizations representing Jews and Hindus joining together in the Hindu Jewish Coalition of America, we are going to do just that. We are going to celebrate and we're going to fight for the futures of our children and our grandchildren. And with your help, we'll succeed. Thank you very, very much. Good luck with your focus.